So I think we can all agree that being prepared is important, but what are you preparing for? Things that you want to happen, things that you fear will happen, or things that you realistically expect will happen? Hi, I'm Mike, and I drive a Toyota, and so we're not really going to talk about the things you're afraid that are going to happen. We're just going to talk about the things that you want to happen and then you expect to happen and how to be prepared for those. So basically, what you expect to happen, you want to happen, you expect to go to cool places and get out of the truck and walk around. You expect to see a peak or a hill or something that you want to go climb up. So what do you need for that? You need a backpack. Well, I always have a backpack in the back of the truck here, and it's with me whether I'm in the truck, the Tacoma here, or the 4Runner, or wheeling with my dad and his Razor, or out with Harry on the Rubicon. So let me show you what I've got, and we'll go over what I keep in that bag. So I basically keep my Go Pack here in the back of the truck all the time, and it's a Go Pack not in like the bug out prepper sense of, you know, if SHTF and I got to get out of here. It doesn't have an MRE in it. It doesn't have shortwave radios. I don't have any ammunition in it. This is a go bag for doing fun stuff. So if we're going to go for a hike, or if you know, it got cold, we're out a little bit too late, I've got jackets in here. I've got basically all the things you need to have fun and have an adventure sort of outdoors. And since it's winter right now, it's in winter configuration mode. I got a hat, it's a puffy season. So it's definitely warm today, but it's been pretty cold. So it's here, I've got it behind this bungee cord. It's ready to go just about any time. This is an REI co-op pack. I think it's about 45 or 50 liters. I don't recall. Trail 40. This is the REI Co-op Trail 40. It's got a lot of nice features. It was really inexpensive, but it's actually a really nice pack. And if you're looking for a pack, here's the things that I look for basically in a backpack for this. First of all, light. This is a lightweight pack. It's got a polyurethane sheet back here, not an internal frame. It's got nice shoulder straps. It's got a nice waist belt and a semi-ventilated backpack, back pad here. On the sides, it's got mesh pockets on both sides. In this side, so it's got mesh pockets on both sides. It's got a zipper compartment in the top, on the outside and the inside. It's got a mesh compartment here on the outside, and it's got a little tie-down strap here. The thing I like most about it, the zipper goes all the way down, so you can open this thing up like a duffel bag if you want to. Let's start with the outside, and then we'll move inside. Primary, the first thing that you need, and this is sort of always have this, is a bottle of water. This is a 40 ounce Hydroflask that just lives in here. Now, in the summertime, I have a pretty good system. I have a bag, I have a bottle in here. There's usually one inside the car, and then I have a 1 gallon bottle here in the back of the truck that I'll fill this up from. They're both insulated stainless steel, so the water won't get funky and it won't freeze in the winter, and it really probably won't get too hot in the summertime either. On this side, I have a Gerber Bear Grylls survival knife for cutting sandwiches in half and spreading cheese on crackers and stuff like that. I did use this to start somebody's barbecue grill up at Mount Rose Ski Resort the other day, so that comes in handy. And then I have just a simple adventure medical kit, first aid kit for when the kids fall and bust themselves open, which does happen. On the outside as well, I have a Leatherman tool, a multi-tool. Forget what this is called. They have so many different ones. This is a Leatherman Sidekick. I was looking to buy these the other day. There's a gajillion different versions. This one was about 60 bucks. So that lives here on the outside most of the time. Then in the top compartment, I usually have a headlamp. This is a Black Diamond Astro, and these were on sale for $14 at REI the other day, so I bought 4 of them. Oops, it turns off. They said it has a lock. I wonder where the lock is. The lock is nice so the thing doesn't turn on. I'll have to figure that out later. Anyway, so that lives there. And then also in here I'll have a bandana, just in case. And then a tube of sunblock. This one's kind of solidified, but it still works. So that's usually what lives in here sort of permanently. It's a compartment, so when we go for a hike, I can throw whatever else in there I need. Here in the outside pocket, that's usually used for just storing jackets and whatever we need to bring with us on a hike. I do have, if you remember the episode, I do have the poo pocket. That can slide in there if there's a reasonable expectation we'll need that. That has all the stuff that you need for going to the bathroom. And I did a whole video on how that works. It's not graphic, it's just how the kit works. And you can click down somewhere and find that. So opening up the bag, inside the bag, I have, let's start with this compartment here. This is for sort of gear that we might need in the wintertime. So this is a really lightweight scarf that I got at Smoky Mountains National Park. It's very gauzy and light, which means it's good for sun protection. Or you can get it wet and it'll keep you cool in the summertime. But if you wrap it tight in the winter, it's actually pretty good for keeping you warm too. I'll also keep a spare beanie in case I'm caught without one, or one of the kids is caught without one. And then I have a pair of gloves in there too. Now, since the beanie and the gloves sort of live in there permanently, these aren't my best gloves. In fact, I just replaced these. These are REI, soft shell gloves. They're not particularly warm, but they're nice. They keep the cold off your fingers, and they do a reasonable job, but they're getting pretty beat up on the edges, which is why I don't use them for riding or skiing anymore. Also in here, I keep a set of these, oh, they're on, that's great. I keep a set of these Midland GTX Talk About radios, Extra Talk radios. These are really handy, if somebody's staying at the truck and somebody else is hiking ahead, we get separated. We don't use these all that often, but they're handy enough that I just have them in here most of the time, and usually they get back into there. One thing that's really handy back here, I always have this little sun hat. This is an REI sun hat. It's not particularly comfortable, and it's actually, I think it's waterproof, so it's not really great in the heat, but it's not my primary hat. And so, like, if we go for a hike and I brought a baseball cap and I decided I want the protection of this better, or if one of the kids forgot their hat, which happens from time to time, this is always here. I have used these if we go snowshoeing or do something in the snow and I'm wearing a beanie. It gets too hot for this, but I still want sun protection. This is around, and it's handy, and it just stays right here. Most of the time I will carry a shell. This is a Marmot, just a standard Marmot hard shell jacket. And sometimes I ski in this. It's decent for rain, but most of the time if you're out and you get caught in cold weather, usually all you need is a shell. If you're going to keep moving, your body heat's going to generate, and you'll be fine usually with just a shell. Let's say it's really cold and you need more than a shell. Well, I have this for those cases. This is a Patagonia. I've had this for a while. It's a Patagonia Micropuff or a Nano Puff or something like that. It fits in this little bag. It's gosh awful orange. Let's see what it says. Doesn't say what it is. Doesn't really matter. I don't think they make it anymore. It's a pullover, and it's very, very light. The insulation is Polar Guard Delta, so it's really, really warm, and it won't get spoiled by being wet. So if worse comes to worse, I've got this in there all the time. Even if I'm sort of caught with shorts on, I've got the hat, the gloves, the puff. I can make do. Also in here is the bag for my climbing skins, for my skis. I've been looking for this for a while. Let's see, I've got also a poncho. This is, I believe, a Go Light brand siliconized nylon poncho. Standard poncho. It's just made out of really lightweight siliconized nylon. And that just lives in here all the time and doesn't really get used that often, but you know, that one trip where, you know, you get caught by rain and you want a poncho, it's right there. That can also be used for shelter. Multiple people can huddle into it. You know, if it's an emergency, you can wrap yourself up in it and probably survive. I believe that is all I have in here. So, oh, no, the other thing that I have, so the other thing I like about this backpack is it's got these pockets on both sides. So you can put stuff in. This one's mesh, and this one is, I put snacks in here. So it's good to have snacks. So these are some honey stingers. Not terribly nutritious, but the kids love them. So if we need to get the kids up and out of something or it's meltdown time, these will bring them back. The other thing I keep on the outside that I almost forgot is a pair of Celestron binoculars. And these are not terribly fancy binoculars. They're 8x21. But they're very light, they're very small, and they're really super handy to just have around because you never know when there's going to be like bighorn sheep over somewhere and you want to check it out. You never know, like if we're looking for a ghost town or something, we're going to glass the hillside. These come in really handy. Now these were given to me for Christmas a couple years ago by Lightning Dragon, and we were at REI, and he's like, hey Dad, you wait right here, and he went and he picked them out and he bought them, and I had no idea what he'd gotten, and they showed up on Christmas Eve, and they're great and I love them. So I would definitely I would recommend having a pair of cheap binoculars just on your bag all the time. You'll use it. And then with all of that stuff, this bag is still big enough for to throw another water bottle in, and lunch and snacks and the kids' jackets and a camera. It's a very handy, very good size backpack, a 40-liter backpack. I believe it does have a rain fly under here that comes up, protects it, and that's not really all that important to me, but it might be to you. It doesn't rain much here in Nevada. So that's all the stuff that I bring in this bag for hikes and adventures like the one we're doing today here at Incandescent Rocks, just outside of Reno, Nevada. What do you carry in your bag when it's time to get out of the driver's seat and hit the trail on foot? Let me know in the comments, and happy trails.